all of you people.
All right, so whenever I tell people that I'm a poet, I think they pretty much expect me to also say that I have cats. I have cats. And then I think they expect me to do a cat poem. I'm not gonna do that. I did write a poem after my cat died, though. It's called Not Another Cat Poem. This is not another cat poem, and it's not about death either. Although it's true, the cat died last Friday. It's also not about divorce, which may be a surprise. No, this poem will be about something new. So new, I have not yet seen it. Oregon, maybe. Or the Northern Lights. Or Mount Lemmon in Tucson. I will find someone who's seen those things and tease this poem out of him. He will insist I try the blueberry pie at the Mount Lemmon Cafe, where the waitress will say, with practiced bemusement, "Do you want that a la mode or a la longue?" And I will work her into every story I tell about Tucson. Right after I tell about the saguaro, the way they look so huggable until you get up close. He will go on to marry someone else, that man, and I will tell my Tucson story at his wedding and hug his new wife like a saguaro. That's how I know this isn't a divorce poem. And they will be dog people, which rules out the cat. And I will write this poem quickly, before any of us has a chance to die. All right, this one is a little bit sentimental and a little bit opportunistic. As I said, I'm here from North Carolina, and by chance, a friend of mine who I haven't seen in 3 years is driving his RV around America, and he happened to also be here at the time, and he's here. And Jimmy and I worked together for 17 years. At a research institute in North Carolina, and he was the staff photographer. And when he retired 3 years ago, they asked me if I would write a poem on the occasion of his retirement, and I did, and I haven't read it since then. And so since I'm here, and he's here, and his camera is here, I thought I would read Jimmy's poem. It is called, After 37 Years, the Staff Photographer Retires. Walking by his office, my habit was always to look away. Every day, another giant face on his high-definition monitor, the small movements of his stylus gently stroking each ego, one neck wrinkle at a time. Today, we give him a send-off. Trust him to hold secret the memories of slouched shoulders, unflattering jackets, awkward folds, gaping buttons. We will never know the extent of his kindness, how he exercised our outtakes, washing away our lesser sins with the blind eye of his delete key, how he forgave us, our open mouths and blinking eyes, spared us the specter of ourselves staring like animals into the light. Now, all we can do is remember his words. No stripes, no houndstooth. After today, we shall go forth and tidy our hair, straighten our backs, angle our noses just slightly to one side, and smile. All right, so I mentioned that I'm from North Carolina, but I actually grew up in Oklahoma. And one of the things that struck me when I moved to North Carolina was how apey North Carolinians go over the ocean. They talk about it all the time, like it's the only peaceful place they can think of. And as someone from a landlocked state, I find that very confusing. And they are equally confused when I try to explain Big Sky. I've tried to write this in several poems, and this is one of them. It's called A Flatlander Visits the Beach. She looks like all the other out-of-towners. Hair undamaged by salt, black bathing suit, pareo, the color of sunset seen through a dust cloud. If you were on the dunes, you'd think she was gazing. Only the waves and the pelicans know this is a stare down. As the others make ready to prostrate themselves along the beach, she alone has come to say to the ocean, I do not need you. I come from Big Sky, bigger than you and bluer, with mystery deep enough to float all your little explorers to an airy depth. I come from the townhouse behind the parkway, where the cars sing me to sleep in all seasons, a rhythm fit for drowning and brackish on the tongue. You can have your short summers and the shifting dark of your shallows. I choose the still ground, where wind makes an event of ordinary days, a wildness you cannot fathom. From the dunes, you will see her turn away and wonder why the smile, why she looks back once more before leaving. Only the ocean will hear her say, "You are too small for me." 7 minutes is an awful lot of poetry. So I'm going to close with one more. And this one starts with an epigraph. It's a quote from a poem by Marge Piercy. And her poem is called Inquisition. And it is about that conversation that couples have ill-advisedly. At the beginning, sometimes when one of them decides they want to know who's all come before them, you know, how many other people the other person's dated. And Piercy's line goes like this. I am an old tart, and you came late, and I have loyalties scattered over the landscape like lots I bought and pay taxes on still. My poem is called Lots. I haven't lost sight of them, kept one eye all this time to what lay beyond the road behind me, beyond my rising dust. I look back not to see what became of them, but how it was I got away. I didn't mean always to be leaving, but mine is a love that bears the sweet fruit only after a fire. Now, here I am, a safe distance, the promise of an afterlife with a new man. A good one, maybe the last in this whole city, if I can turn suddenly different. I can almost hear a choir warming their voices, the deep breath of herald trumpets ready to announce my arrival, if only I keep moving forward. But even though they no longer need me, I can't help myself. Can't fight the wish to say one last goodbye, to place a final kiss on each of their salty necks. The gritty feeling climbs my legs and arms, arches my back, fixes my shoulders to face them. Don't forget me, I say. My tongue is the last to turn. It tastes just like I remember. And if you ever happen to be in Raleigh, North Carolina, I do run an open mic there. It's downtown in a little art gallery. It's called Tongue and Groove. You can search us online and find us. It's the second Sunday of every month. And I do write about all of the open mics I go to, including this one, on a blog. It's openmictourist.com.